Good afternoon, everyone. Well, you've seen the outside, the dirty and gritty part of Sid's Blue Sky Farm. I want to take you inside, let you look at a little bit cleaner part of the farm. Come on in. I want to take you back to my office and give you some information. Let's go. Well, here we are relocated to the office, just a little bit more comfortable and an awful lot cleaner spot than you're used to seeing me in. The reason we're doing this informational type video today is based on your request. A lot of people ask us, who are you and what are you doing with your channel and with your property? So I'm going to try to answer that today. My wife Wendy and I have been married for 30 plus years. She is the stepmother to my son and my daughter, and she and I have three beautiful, actually spectacular grandchildren. And this office is their playground when they come to visit, and that makes us very happy. I do all my editing in here for this channel and another channel that I have. So it's a place that I use for that, but for one other hobby that I have. In addition to making YouTube content, I am a writer. I've actually published 8 books. You see them here, up here, and there are copies over here. It's one of those things that really keeps me grounded, and it's the total opposite of working on the farm. It's inside, of course, and it's focusing in on language and on structure and on pacing and writing really good characters and hopefully producing books that people want to read. So it's a second part of my life, and it's a fun thing that I really enjoy. Now, as far as the farm goes, we got incredibly lucky finding this place. It's 10 acres with a pond, and we discovered it through a former teammate and classmate of mine. The property was in his daughter's family. And the gentleman who lived here passed away, and his widow had lived here alone for years, and the property had gone downhill. When she passed away, the house was abandoned for about 5 years, just totally neglected and empty. So when we arrived here, it was overgrown. I mean, privet hedge up to the back of the pool, the shrubbery around the house 15 feet tall, and the inside of the house in really tough shape. Now, my wife Wendy took over the entire project of remodeling this house with our contractor while she worked full-time. And my hat's off to her. I think it's a beautiful house, and it's a very, very comfortable place for us to live. And we also built a small house for my mother-in-law right here in the back. Tore down a couple of barns and located her just on the corner of the property. While Wendy's doing all that remodeling inside, I decided to take up the task of cutting everything down on the property. And let me tell you, it was a challenge. It took me 14 months cutting down trees, privet hedge, old shrubbery, picking up metal, picking up tools. I probably picked up a half dozen shovels in this property. Mr. Fuller, who owned it previously, was a concrete contractor. So tools would be here and there. He seemed to have a habit of leaving things where he stopped. And I usually discovered them with the mower or the bush hog. And that was part of the adventure here. Now, Mr. Fuller also built a 35,000 gallon, 12 foot deep on one end concrete swimming pool here on the property. One of my major challenges was rehabbing that pool. And it took a good 3 months for me just basically getting in it and mucking out leaves and mud, snakes, turtles, and assorted other creatures, along with patio furniture, chairs, rocks, bricks, and a patio umbrella that had blown in. It was one of the things I hated the most about the rehab work. It just was terribly hard. But we did get it cleaned up. We power washed it, and then we painted it and refilled it. We're on a well here, so we had to buy water. And if you want to hear that story, there's a video that I kind of go into some detail about that, probably 3 or 4 videos ago. We finally finished all the cleanup on the property, and we got it into pretty good shape to live in. And we moved back, and from that point, I started doing the things that I had always wanted to do. I grew up on a small farm. My dad farmed that place through just knowledge, and not a big farm. He was more like what you call a truck farmer. He plowed with a mule, And he taught me how to plow with a mule. And we don't do that anymore. I actually have a very nice Massey Ferguson tractor that I think he would be very jealous of if he was still around. My father died at 49, very, very young. And I'm very sorry about that, obviously, as just a son would be. But what I miss is being able to go to him with all that incredible knowledge that he had and tried to pass on to me when I was a kid. And I was just too goofy to listen. But I did learn enough and retain enough to be able to at least put gardens in the ground and have somewhat of a successful venture with them. We're learning more and more as we go along, and I'm trying my best to mimic my father's farming knowledge and be the guy who can grow things from the ground. My passions here are the pecan trees. I love picking up pecans. I love adding pecan trees to the farm, and we've added probably 24 at this point. I love flowering shrubs. I love flowers, period. So I spend an awful lot of my time searching for the right thing to plant, creating beds, mulching them, and taking care of them. My good friend Randy, who actually brought us to this place, tells a joke about me sometimes. It's like, when I first came here, he stopped one day and he said, Sid, you know, you don't have to mow your pasture with your bush hog quite as often as you mow your lawn with your lawnmower. It seems maybe I was a little obsessive about the bush hogging. I was doing that a couple times a month. Didn't make a lot of sense, but I've subsequently learned not to do that. So as we sit here today in 2026, we have a ton of projects we want to do. We have a courtyard project, and it is actually just behind this camera through the wall and by the pool. We want to put up a sail and landscape and put in a nice sidewalk and those kind of things. I have a spot down in the pasture that is a giant 22 by 20 concrete pad that Mr. Fuller built for some reason. And that's all it's there. In the open field, it's a concrete pad. I want to make it into a pole barn to park equipment in. You know, the implements and the plows and the bush hogs, things like that. So that's on our project list. And as we start working on some of these projects, something else comes along. I can't get to my project list because I just start bumping things in front of the established projects. And that's great. That is what I enjoy doing. So I hope this gives you a little bit of information on who we are and what we're trying to do. I will tell you this. I doubt that our channel will ever be monetized. We're about 330 or 40 subscribers. I put up 1 or 2 videos a week. And being monetized would be great. I would love for YouTube to pay me. That would be awesome. But it's not the reason I do this. It would be a side benefit. I do this because I want to be able to have my children watch our videos together. And I want my grandchildren, when they are of an older age, and maybe with their kids, I want them to be able to go back to YouTube and say, that's my grandfather, and that's him working on Blue Sky Farm. And the last thing I'll tell you, the name of the place came from my son. Colin was working with me one day, and he said, Dad, these are the most incredibly intense blue skies I've ever seen. And the name Blue Sky Farm stuck from that moment. So we named the YouTube channel after it, and that's what we call it. I hope today has helped a little bit with information about who we are and what we're doing here. I also will tell you this. We love your comments. Put them down. Send them. You can be pro, you can be con. It doesn't matter. We love hearing from you. Feel free to do that at any time. And if you like the video today, please hit that like button. But until we get back together out in the dirt, working on some other piece of equipment or some piece of land, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care of yourselves. We will see you again soon. Bye-bye. I was distracted by that hummingbird. It's right outside in the holly bush.